Well, hello there. Welcome to Ashley and Lancelot Show, also collabing with the Dark Titan Enterprise. This is Lance Ross. I possess this boy, and I'm actually originally Bob Ross, just came back from the dead, possessing a half Asian, half white boy. I'm going to be exploring new type of canvas. And you can do all these kind of type of canvas as well. Make yourself little happy demons or goblins if you like. I'll be showing the basics of several of these paintings is primer and base. Today's video is going to be different types of primer that we have for you today, and we're going to be using the introduction of a fire demon. You know, everyone needs a happy fire demon in the game. Everyone wants to play with a little bit of fire demon. This is from the Bones Dark Heavens from the Reaper. I think I bought this for about $6 as well. Usually the big figurines are a lot easier to paint than the smaller ones, because smaller one you need a little smaller brush, steady hands as well. So I think the bigger pieces would be a lot better. But usually when you have all these separate pieces, you want to actually do not want to glue them right away. You actually want to paint them individually with the first prime them and the first base layer 1 and 2, then glue them together and see what they need to do. But usually sometimes it's very hard for you to get to those little nooks and crannies as well. No, there are no accidents. There's only a little bit happy accidents, so you can fix however you want to do it as well. And the base way to do the actual primer, we'll be doing the base one as well. We'll do the black, gray, and white to see which one is better as well. So far for black primer, I really like using is the Super Surface primer that you can get at your local comic book store, D&D store, tabletop store. You will not find this at Michael's or Hobby Off, but you can actually find this on Amazon if you like. These are all acrylic based paint, water based paint as well. We'll use this a little bit later, but we're going to be mixing two different types of primer. We use the white primer on the MSP type of paint series, and I do have the black one as well. The black primer, that's a wash. If not, we'll just mix it with some other primer. It doesn't matter. Here we go, black primer. MS. Now there's enough in here, but we'll find out. But let's do the black. Nope, that's out of that. So we use the surface primer, mix it with the white. There's basically the same thing, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. You get 3 drops of that, just to see what it looks like. You'll have at least 3-to-1 ratio or 4-to-1 ratio or 1 droplets of water. Any type of paint you're going to use. The more of the water droplets you use, you get more towards your second one or your, as you call it, I believe it's called wash. Yeah, I think it's called. So do one layer that'll be black. See how that looks like. See how nice and smooth it looks. You know, it'll spread out evenly. Reason why we prime so that the paint will actually stick to it a lot better, and you see the base layer of the paint a lot darker. The darker the base your primer is, the darker your first base layer is going to be. And I know I'm using a little color coding because, you know, I don't want to mix it out with all white and, you know, ruin the camera angle. Just get that, all that nook and cranny on that side as well. And you think if it's too light for you, you can always add more later on. You want to let that dry up a bit. It should be a very quick dry. Yeah, a few minutes that will dry with the primer. You use a spray on can as well, but you just got to be careful how much you put in. A lot of time the spray on can will take a lot more and cover up all that details. That's why I like using the brush. You know, you can use whatever you like. You know, if you like that as well. And we'll use the white one for comparison. In the middle, we will use a gray primer. And always shake your paint up really good. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Shake that primer. Always shake that primer really good. There we go. That'll be good enough. So, looks very diluted. If it's look diluted like this, just don't worry about it. Just don't add any water in it. Usually a lot of times they do. The white ones are basically, you know, used for a lighter type of tone like skin. If you have like a human with a light skin, you want to use a whiter type tone. If you have your character that has, you know, basically A darker tone skin, you want to use black or gray primer, depending how dark you want it. But if you want to use a happy little drow, then you want to use a white type primer. So I'm going to mix this black and black to make gray. A little bit, drop a little black in here, in as well. Gray is basically the best one in going between. You can see a lot more details, a lot better, especially if you have smaller miniatures. But I think we need a little bit more white. You'll be playing around with this a lot, just letting you know. And you got a little more gray, a little more white. You'll be playing around with it. Don't worry if you use a lot of primer, because remember, you have a lot of miniatures out here that you'll be using a lot of them. You want to make a big batch, because they do tendency to go out a lot. There we go. Here's gray. It's a little bit watery, and looks like I gotta throw away that primer, but it's all right. The more watery it is, it'll go more towards the nooks and cranny. Just letting you know. But also, you know, just be careful. You can get. We'll be going over how to fix a lot of stuff as well. You can see a lot more details with the gray between the black and the white. I think we have. Thing for this was start with the gray because we made a lot of batch of it. And, you know, you don't want to waste those paints. You know. There's a difference right there. Plus, that'd be a good foundation color too, because these are all bricks and rocks, so you can make a little brimstone, a little red wash in this, so make it look like it's popping and blowing, coming out of the hells of fire from whence it came. Yes, that's what it looks like. So we'll be finishing priming the stuff with the torso. You do not want to get the inside as much. You want to get the outside as much. Just brush it away. Just brush, brush, brush. And, you know, let that go in. Let that seep through. Doesn't matter if you see a little bit more white than usual. It's all right, because we'll be covering that with this regular base layer, and we're using red for it. We'll be brushing that thing, going through nooks and cranny. And also, you want to support the channel. If you want us to paint your stuff, please check out our Patreon at Ashley Lancelot Show, and also the Patreon for the Dark Titan Enterprise. Every time you support us, we'll be able to buy more paint, more miniature as well. And if you do want us to paint your miniatures and put your name on the show, please email us on our About page. One is ricecracker1989 at gmail.com. And I think the other one, I really do not know about. Put down a link for you guys as well. You guys don't have to worry about that. So that's really good. Right there. See, I did not go inside of it. Just go out, little brush. Doesn't matter if you go a little bit inside of it as well. Just, you know, you want to get that little, kind of look like a muscle thing. You just want to spread it out. If you see a lot more liquid in between the cracks, just push it along. Just push it along. Spread it evenly. Just push it along. You know, to spread that around. There's one little torso done. Let's get these little tiny legs out. So, you know, let me know what kind of miniatures you guys like as well. If it's you like to paint demons, or you paint smaller miniatures, familiars. Familiars, I think, is most the easiest one as well, because all it needs is just very few coats, and it's pretty much done because it's very tiny. But if you want to get these brushes, there are about, I think, a set for $6. You get about 5 or 10 of them. You get different size, small and big, on Amazon. So you can buy a lot of these stuff on Amazon or eBay for really cheap as well. But usually, or on my store, we get 25% off. So I get a lot of my paints for a really good deal. And these primer that goes around that I'm showing you, it goes about $2 to $3 a bottle. And this bottle will go a long way, just letting you know. So yeah, happy little demon. That inside down here. You're gonna do some little, try to do shadowing and everything as well. Get that little down. Don't worry, just grab that little end that don't have no paint. If you don't want to get messy, you don't have to. Just get every little nooks and cranny in there, and it'll look lovely as hell. Ah, there we go. Like done. See how quick that is? All you need is one layer. of it. Watery, it spreads out, looks beautiful. Go onto the side. Let's do the wings. And usually the wings depends what color you want. You can paint your demon. You can paint your demon red, pink, green, brown. There's purple demons as well. There's blue demons, different layers of 9 Gates of Hell, depending on what module you're playing as well. But I'm gonna be painting more like Balor, because fire demons are for this side. It's more towards Balor, the pit demon. I'm gonna call that as well. That looks good. Turn that around. Get that in the cranny. And you know, you don't have to use the same primer that I'm using as well. You can use all different types and shapes. You can try oil as well. You don't have to prime. You can just put it on however you want. You can just put the base layer on if you like. Usually a lot of people that does Warhammer miniature does just put base layer on without putting in the primer, because Citadel paints are a lot different than any other. But we are going to use Citadel paint for the skin tone for the first base layer. More expensive, but you know what? I like the color of it. It really pops. I gotta put a little more gray in. Take that white up. And that's about 5 parts of white, and I'm gonna do 5 parts of black. There we go. Stir that sucker around. It can be dark gray, light gray, depending on how you guys, what kind of gray you guys want. That is really up to you. For now, I'm just gonna use dark gray. You have excess paint, just move it along. Use that extra paint to spread it around. Don't worry about it. Let the brush do the work. Use your imagination. There will be no happy trees in this. Only demons and goblins, and and elves, and drows, and beholder, and dragons. So those are the best thing in the world now. I went to the 9 Gates of Hell, fought every single one of them, was fascinated of how many monsters there are, and came back and possessed a poor little boy's body. But that's fine. That is fine. Turn that sucker around. Finish up the wings. Finish, finish, finish. Like I said, you don't have to worry about missing a little or not. You know, you're gonna have some excess paint dripping down. Just use your brush, push it along. Not too worried about it, because you know the base layer will take care of the majority of it. Because a lot of times you can get a lot of details of it. The difference between putting on darker versus lighter paint on the base, you're gonna try it out yourself. That wing is done. It looks like this is the main of the fire demon for the fire. Gonna be the one of the coolest thing. Go. You can use gloves too if you like, if you don't want to get your hands all messy. But these will wash off with hot water and soap. Just letting you guys know. This is water-based acrylic. You do not want to mix water-based with oil unless they're dried, but you're gonna have a lot of hard time. So you know, the horns, we're just gonna lay it down right here. And then we have the armor right here. Another armor here. We have his delectable. Oh, that's his arm. I believe that's his mouth, and that's his head. I'm just gonna brush it right on top of it. We have to move it around a little bit, but that's fine. Let's do the armor. I'm just gonna pick it up. A lot easier. Of it. Because if you put this armor on the arms, you're gonna have a lot of hard time to go on the inside of it and paint the skin tone. So, the armor, another armor, Oh, there you go. You want to ask me questions while I'm painting? Let me know and I'll put your name out and I will tell what advice I can give you for painting. One done. Yep, I missed one. That's right. Just brush it right on like that. Little horn. Brush it on like that. The head. Get the side underneath too where the mouth is. Like that. Yeah, there you go. This is the bottom of its mouth. The reason why you want to take that out because you want to paint the inside of his mouth too. You want to have him have a demon have pretty mouth, don't you? Demon must, you know, have to look all nice and pretty. That is done. Let's do a couple more pieces to prime and we're done priming. Let me know how you guys like priming in several other ways. See how quick? Just go ta 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 ta. Just go brush 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 ta 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 ta. You know, calming, smoothing, or painting. Ooh, don't worry if it drops it. You know, these are sometimes these are slippery little demons. They don't want to get painted sometimes. But don't worry, we'll make it look pretty. We'll look fabulous at the same time. Okay, brush 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 brush. Okay, there we go. Here's his part of its leg. I haven't seen its hooves, but you know what? It's alright. It's fine. It's fine. There you go. Brush it all the way in. Brush it all the way in. So another arm. Brush it all the way in. There we go. Now time for the sword. I'm gonna try to get all those beautiful arcane writings out of that sword. Letting you know. But we'll get to that later on. And a nook and cranny. A lovely nook and cranny. Yep, 2 more pieces left and we're done for priming. Like I said, you can coat it as many times as you want. If you like to, that is really up to you. I like to have mine brushed lightly, and there's the whip and the arm. Go. Turn it around. Don't worry if your hands get messy, you can always wash it off. I hope you enjoyed this video of learning how to prime, what to prime as well. You can use Citadel spray prime, just be careful how much you use. You don't want to lose all that beautiful details. And I'm almost out of primer. Well, please subscribe and subscribe to both our channels, Ashley Lancelot Show and the Dark Titan Enterprise. Leave a comment on what you want us to paint next after we're done with the tutorial and everything as well. and we will be sooner or later be paying that instead. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great day, and you can always wash your brush. And I'll talk to you all later. See you guys next week for base layer 1. Bye bye, guys.